knocking off the 14-1 Illinois State Redbirds. But to keep that momentum going, they're going to have to win without perhaps their best all-around player, Harry Marshall, who suffered a strained hamstring, Jim, in the big win over the Redbirds.
Yeah, Harry means so much to this team, Jason. He brings so much energy and leadership to the ball club, and we really need him on the floor. However, we don't have him tonight, so that just means other people are going to have to pick up.
Like the Sycamores, the Bradley Braves have a lot of new faces on their roster, but they have put it together nicely. Once they got into the Missouri Valley Conference, they committed 4-1 in the league.
Yeah, I think they've been the surprise team of the league, and Jim Liss has put this team back together. You know, they were an inside-oriented team a couple of years ago with Patrick O'Brien and Marcelo Somerville, and they were really, really good. They got to the Sweet 16 of the NC2A tournament, but he's put them back together with some three-point shooters, and they're off to a nice start.
Especially on the road, the Braves 2-0 away from home in Missouri Valley Conference play. The opening tip-off is next. It's Bradley at ISU.
This presentation of Indiana State basketball on WTWO is brought to you by Terre Haute Savings Bank, Pepsi, Terre Haute Transit Authority, First Financial Bank, Terre Haute Ford, IT Travel, James R. Wiesnett, Dorset Mitsubishi, ISU Federal Credit Union, Old National Bank, Wabash Valley Harley Davidson, York Chevrolet, Furniture Gallery, Affordable Digital Hearing, Industrial Supply, ServPro, Hulman Center, Dish Activations, and WTWO.
Welcome back to the Hulman Center. We are almost ready to tip things off between the Bradley Braves and the Indiana State Sycamores. Time now to take a look at the keys to victory. The Sycamores wanting very badly to take care of the basketball tonight. They want to play with confidence, and they'll need balanced scoring the way they had Saturday night in the big win over Illinois State. Keys to victory for the Braves, getting off to a good start on the road. They are very wary of the shooters of the Indiana State basketball team, and the Braves, certainly as they always do, want to use their tremendous size to their advantage. Starting lineups for the Indiana State Sycamores: Brant Lightmaker, Rashad Reed, Aaron Carter, Carl Richard, the freshman, coming off his best performance in the Sycamore uniform, and the senior, Jay Tunnell. Starters for the Bradley Braves: Theron Wilson, Sam Maniscalco, Adrian McCain, Chris Roberts, and David Collins. We are ready for basketball inside the Hulman Center. The Braves 16-16 lifetime inside the Hulman Center. They have dominated the overall series with Indiana State. And the Braves looking to bounce back from their first conference loss of the season Saturday at home to a very good Creighton Blue Jays team. Control the tap.
Indiana State opening up in a 2-3 zone, trying to keep that outside shooting covered.
The Braves' last win was over Illinois State, the team the Sycamores knocked off on Saturday. Nice move along the baseline. Carl Richard, who had a double-double on Saturday night, right away crashing the boards. We saw tremendous things from Carl Richard.
Oh, yeah. Carl's starting to come around right now, and he's playing like the coaching staff thought he would play when he came in here.
Plain and simple, the Bradley Braves say when they play great defense, they win basketball games. And in that first Sycamore offensive possession, you got a quick taste of the defense this team is capable of playing.
Yeah, they get right up in you. I think a player to watch on the Bradley Braves is Theo Wilson. He's a nice player, he's a returning player from last year, and he just does a great job, number 12.
The leading scorer at 14 points a game for Jim Less. This is McCain, a freshman from Louisiana. Roberts along the baseline, back to McCain, in traffic to Wilson, who again got a good look, just couldn't get it to fly. to drop rather, but they draw the foul. The Braves, it's just mind-boggling how they always have big guy year after year after year.
Yeah, that are very agile too on the inside. I mean, they can do more than just catch and dunk. They're just pretty agile. You know what created that play right there was the dribble penetration by the guard. That's where you got to keep the ball in front of you.
Wilson misses the first free throw, a 71% free throw shooter. Leads the Braves in scoring at 14 points a game, and rebounds, 7 rebounds a game, steals. Just a tremendous all-around player, although he doesn't get it done from the free throw line. And we are still scoreless, a minute 15 in. It's ISU hosting Bradley. The Sycamores looking for their first win streak of this season. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, as Aaron Carter was trying to get it to tunnel in the corner, but the pass went into the third row.
That pass was a fastball. I'm not kidding you. That was 90 miles an hour.
A bunch of people got on the edge of their seats after that one.
They got out of the way, that's for sure.
The popcorn went back down. Maniscalco with it. Talented sophomore. McCain, good entry pass to Collins. And the Braves turn it over. Sam called for traveling. A sluggish offensive start due in main part to some pretty good defense right off the bat.
Yes, both teams right now are defending pretty well.
The Sycamores are about to embark on a stretch of a lot of road games as Aaron Carter is off the mark, so they want badly to get this win at home. McCain to Maniscalco. Good ball movement by the Braves. Roberts, who struggled from the field, going 1 for 8 in the loss to Creighton, misses his first attempt here in the early going.
And there's a nice open look, too. We didn't get rotated over quick enough.
It was knocked out of bounds by Bradley, so a 29 left on the shot clock. The Sycamores retain possession, but you can tell right away nothing is going to be easy tonight offensively for the Sycamores. As Rashad Reed makes that look easy, even though he had a hand in his face. It's a long 2, and the Sycamores have the first basket. Maniscalco, pump fake, and he has even the score at 2. You have to think with Harry out with the injured hamstring that Rashad Reed could be called upon for some big-time scoring tonight.
He's going to have to pick up that slack somewhere. He and Jordan Priddy.
Priddy will be coming off the bench tonight for McKenna's team, but in the Sycamores wins, Reed has gotten it done scoring-wise. That was an off-balance shot, got his own rebound. Shot clock at 10. Reed for 3, in and out. Carl Richard called for the push-off as he ran that one down.
Well, the student section didn't like that one very well at all. That was happened right in front of them. They thought that was a bad call.
First foul against Richard, the second team foul against the Sycamores. Roberts over Lightnaker does get this one to drop, and the Braves have their first lead at 4-2.
Boy, Bradley really uses the shot fake a lot, don't they? And it's gotten to us so far.
And they are contesting just about every
pass, right in the passing lanes.
So with 16:30 left in the first half, Sam Singh checks in for the first time. He replaces Collins. Singh is 6'9", and he's the 3rd tallest player on the Bradley roster. You mentioned Jordan Priddy. He's in the game for the first time, replacing Aaron Carter.
Singh's got some kind of a head protector on. What is that for his face, you think? Yeah,
face and nose.
Nose, probably, yeah.
But how'd you like to be 6'9" and be looking up at a couple of other guys on the roster? Priddy right away off the bench, and he nails a 3.
Hey, shooters can come in and drop him down, and he's a shooter.
He nailed a couple of huge free throws on Saturday in the win over Illinois State, and right away, I mean, his shot, Greg Lansing, the assistant coach, says Jordan Priddy's shot is one of the smoothest he's ever seen, and he coached in the Big Ten Conference.
Exactly. Yeah, he does it right. His mechanics are just right.
Theron Wilson gets the hoop to give the Braves another lead at 6-5. Tunnel looking to get involved offensively, using his size to his advantage, draws the foul, but couldn't get it to go. We're going to take our first time out. We've got a good ball game so far. The Braves leading the Sycamores by 1. Tunnel will be on the free throw line when we come back. We are back. Jordan Prenti knocking down the corner three-pointer. Hard to believe a shooter like that could kind of just sneak into the open position, but he did a good job.
Well, sometimes you look for those shooters and you can't really locate them right away, and that's exactly what happened on that one. He just couldn't locate. They couldn't locate Jordan quick enough, and he catches it with his body squared up, and he's ready to shoot the basketball when he catches it. So he's a threat from out there. I worry about it a little bit because he's not had much point guard experience, and if Reed gets in any kind of trouble at all, I think he's going to have to be the one to go out and play the point. But he played a little bit of it, I guess, in high school, so it's not like it'd be a brand new thing to him. But he's more of a shooter than he is a point guard. Thank you.
That was his 20th three-pointer of the season. I mentioned his big free throws. He hadn't been to the free throw line very much at all this season, just twice. And then he went to the free throw line on 2 separate occasions in overtime and helped the Sycamores big time to get that win over the Redbirds.
I think he knocked them all down.
Knocked them all down.
That's what I thought.
Jay Tunnel's a 68% free throw shooter. He was one of the 6 players in double figures in the win over Illinois State.
Career-wise, that's low for Jason. For Jay, because he shot better than that. Maybe he's back on it after making 2 straight there.
The Sycamores back in front. Isaiah Martin is in the game for the first time for Kevin McKenna in the middle of their zone defense. Maniscalco quick along the baseline, inside to Theron Wilson for an easy 2. Nice dish from Sam.
That was very good.
Also in the game for the first time, number 2 in red, Dodie Dunson. He was a college teammate a year ago of Rashad Reed at Vincennes University. He's a sharp shooter. The Sycamores will not want to let Dunson get too many open looks.
No. That Vincennes junior college team has 3 guys playing Division I basketball was off that team from last year. 3 that I know of. There may be more.
Well, 3 that are all having huge scoring impacts. Devin Dumas leading the Hoosiers in scoring. Dunson third in scoring on the Braves, and Rashad Reed second on the Sycamores. It's no wonder they won 28 games a year ago for Everett Sullivan.
Exactly.
Tunnel for 3.
By the way, Jay's got a nice stroke out there. Gets good rotation on the basketball, nice follow through.
And it's always a great sign when Jay can knock down one of his early three-pointers. Good defense by the Sycamores. The Braves turn it over. And ISU will have the basketball and a 2-point lead, trying to finish off this homestand with another win over a team from Central Illinois.
I'll tell you what, Bradley gets right up in you defensively. You got to like that.
They don't even wait for you to get to midcourt.
You got to like it. They pick you up really quick.
And look what that led to. An easy steal. McCain in alone off glass, and we're tied again. 10 apiece, almost 6 minutes in.
Yeah, part of that was not Reed's fault. He didn't have anybody coming to meet the pass for him. He's got to have help.
Carl Richard for 3. Theron Wilson, a big rebound for the Braves, who are looking to retake the lead as they look for win number 11 on the college basketball season. The schedule this Bradley team played: Florida, Michigan State, Butler. No wonder they're doing well early in the conference season.
Evidently Jim Les made up his mind he's going to go out and schedule some really, really good pre-conference teams, and it's really helped him out, I think.
The basketball is going to belong to the Braves. Inside to big Sam Singh, who finishes in traffic. Got it to go. The face guard did not affect his shot.
Not at all. That was awfully good footwork by the big guy.
Tyler Cutter in action for the Sycamores and on the floor for the first time. Kevin McKenna going to his bench early. Carter for three. Boy, Wilson, it looked like got a little push off on Tunnel to get that rebound. The Braves turn it over. Darian Norris was stepping on the baseline. And so the Sycamores will have it again, but the defense by both teams has led to plenty of turnovers.
It's pretty tough right now. Both teams are getting after it, and Indiana State's doing it, out of the zone most of the time.
Third turnover against the Braves here in the first 7 minutes. Cutter was trying to get it to Tunnel. Fifth turnover against the Sycamores. The Braves have battled injuries as well as trying to get a lot of new guys into their lineup, a lot of junior college players. Isaiah Martin, the rejection, running the floor and finishing.
Nice look on Tyler Cutter's part, too.
That was a great look. He fed the guy who got it done on defense.
Tough pass.
And a nice catch on the run by the big guys. That's a lot tougher than Martin made it look. We're tied at 12. Into the lane goes Doty, and he hits the runner.
Well, their guys get to the basket quick. They got not just one or two, they got 3 or 4 that can get right down in that lane.
He's on the board, the former VU Blazer. Blazers off to a nice start this year. Aaron Carter free off glass and in.
You can do that when you're overplaying. You just got to go back door occasionally, and then that'll take out some of the pressure in the lanes that they've been putting on.
We've certainly enjoyed watching the VU basketball program over the years. Norris, an open look.
Foul on Isaiah there. He's over his back.
Martin is called for the foul. That's going to be the third team foul as we take a quick timeout. We're tied at 14 with 11:26 left in the first half. We've seen him knock down shots from behind the three-point line. He used his body to his advantage down low.
His man was in the passing lane. Aaron just kind of shielded him with his offhand a little bit and got the nice pass and the layup out of it.
We want to remind our viewers on WTWO that we will be joining The Biggest Loser already in progress immediately following the conclusion of this game between Indiana State and Bradley. Certain to be a dramatic ending, and you will see it tonight on WTWO. Maniscalco along the baseline, guarded by Aaron Carter. As they reverse the basketball, the Braves 4-1 in the Missouri Valley Conference. They don't want to give that guy too many open looks.
No.
Thankfully, Dunson for the Sycamores was off the mark. It's out of bounds to the Sycamores.
Do you notice the Bradley Braves floor spacing? Goodness sakes, they've got our zone spread out. That's why the middle is getting open a little bit. That's what you need to do against a 2-3 zone.
Cutter doing a nice job handling the basketball against some really tight pressure.
And that's the first time he's played in several games.
Sycamores with 3 freshmen on the floor, and certainly Carl Richard, he hasn't had the success tonight, but he is a much more confident offensive player. You see him taking more shots on the offensive end.
It's one of the things he's going to have to work on this summer. He's got to work on his shooting, his perimeter, mid-range shooting.
He's certainly got the rebounding and the defense down. Martin working against Singh. This is Carl Richard asking for a clear out. Plenty for his second three-pointer. That one off the mark. Taylor Brown the rebound. As usual, this Bradley roster is just littered with guys from all over the country.
Yeah.
Brown's a freshman from Atlanta. McCain's from Louisiana, originally from Houston. Score it, and he'll go to the free throw line. Brown, the guy we were just talking about from down in Atlanta.
Yeah, Jim goes all over and gets him, and he brings in 1 or 2 JUCO players each year that they come in and they help. They don't just come in and sit. They come in and they contribute to the team. I don't remember Collins as playing much last year. Do you? I mean, he's a senior, I think, but I just don't remember him being in the lineup much.
Well, he played in 27 games 1 year ago, but didn't make any starts and averaged just about 10 minutes a game. So he certainly has had a much bigger impact this season than he did 1 year ago. Richard the rebound. And it's another turnover about 90 feet from the basket. That's not what Kevin McKenna was hoping for. As the Braves get another possession with a 2-point lead. Maniscalco over Rashad Reed.
That was long range there.
A year ago, the Braves chucked up more threes than just about anybody in the country. They've certainly scaled it back and become a much more defense-oriented team this season. Taylor Brown couldn't corral it, and the Sycamores will have it. With 9:19 left in the first half. And so far, this first 11 minutes certainly looks better without Harry than the first 8 games did when Harry was sitting out.
You know what? We learned a little bit from that, not a little bit, a lot, because he's not here.
Heads up play by Rashad Reed, but he couldn't finish it as he threw it off the back of the defender. It would have been a great finish if he could knock it down. Dunson, good ball movement. Inside to Collins, easy over tunnel.
Way too deep. He got that ball way too deep. If he's got any skills at all, he's going to score that when he's that close.
Originally from Toronto, a 7-footer. You don't see many of them in the Valley, but certainly most of them that are in the Valley are on the Bradley roster. Tunnel trying to answer right back. Over Collins, banks it in off the glass.
That's a pretty nice step through there. That's a senior with little smarts on him, you know.
And now Jay working hard on the defensive end, trying to deny Collins the good position.
Indiana State still in that 2-3 zone.
Well, boy, it looks like a one-on-one game right now. They found the soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, they have.
Tunnel can't be everywhere. Reed against his former college teammate. And that's going to be another turnover by the Sycamores, and we're going to take a timeout. 7:59 left in the first half. The Braves have taken a 4-point lead over the Sycamores. are back. Jay Tunnel working hard for his points on the offensive end as he scores over Collins. So far, Tunnel with 7 points to lead Indiana State. Good ball game, but the Braves have extended their lead to 20-16.
Yeah, we got to take a little bit better care of the ball, Jason. We have 7 turnovers at this point in the game, and some of those have not been. We talk about how well Bradley's playing defense, and they are, but some of those have been non-force. We just kind of thrown away, been a little careless with the basketball.
And certainly some of it you have to attribute, although it's no excuse, but to Harry Marshall's absence. It seems like things just are a lot calmer when Harry is in the game. This is McCain working against Reed. McCain led his high school team to 4 state titles. Collins, the rejection as he follows it home. 6 straight points right now for the big man David Collins, and the lead is 6 for the Braves. The defense is paying off for Bradley. Tunnel, an open look for 3. Roberts the rebound.
Boy, it's 1 and out for us. They get on that defensive board. They're all good jumpers.
And the Braves offensively, they rarely take a bad shot.
Yeah,
They're patient.
They really haven't. They've moved the ball from side to side. Do it over the zone. Penetrate, short-range jumper like that. Josh Crawford in the game.
Good look by Maniscalco, but it wouldn't go down. Crawford the rebound in the game for the first time. The stop and go for Rashad Reed, and he'll go to the free throw line.
We just haven't done a whole lot offensively in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Maybe we can get something going here.
It's certainly been nice to see the scoring that Reed has provided for this Indiana State team, because a year ago, he was the point guard for that Vincennes University team. They had a lot of other options offensively before Rashad, but he is more than capable of providing some scoring for this Sycamore team.
Well, that happens oftentimes. That happens in high school some too. You know, you get a kid that's playing on a really, really good high school team, and there's maybe 1 or 2 guys ahead of him that's getting the scoring in and getting the headlines. But this guy really, you know, whoever he might be, may blossom when he gets to college. And it looks like this is what Reed's done since he's got into Division I.
Tunnel couldn't get the roll. Crawford has done a nice job on the boards, and he draws the foul. That's a couple of rebounds for Josh Crawford off the bench. Jim Less not really in total agreement with the call.
No, that's putting it nicely, Jason. I think what he was... There's the foul. What he was complaining about, one official had it one way and one had it the other way. Well, we know what that's like.
We did. It happened Saturday night on the charge/draw.
Yeah.
Crawford will go to the free throw line for Indiana State. Got off to a really quick start this season for the Sycamores. Hasn't had as much playing time of late, but certainly has had a good couple of moments here in the early going tonight.
I think Josh has to figure out, and maybe he's getting there as to where he can be of value to this team. He thought early on he might be of value shooting 3-pointers, and we don't think that's true. And now he realizes maybe that he needs to be an inside type player, rebounder for us, defender, and that sort of thing.
McCain at the top, into the lane. Good pass out to Roberts. Crawford again, the good position, and he draws the foul. Theron Wilson committed it. The 15 foul against the Braves, his second. And with 6:18 left in the first half, the Sycamores trying to make a little bit of a move to narrow the gap. From here, ISU will go down to Roberts Stadium to face Evansville for the second time already this season. The Sycamores blew a double-digit lead here at home and lost to Evansville, so maybe playing them right away again on the road won't be such a bad thing, but that Evansville team is a lot better at home than they are on the road.
Yes, they are. They play well down there.
Prenti, guarded by McCain, guarded tightly by McCain. Reed for 3. It went in and came back out.
You can't get any closer than that.
The Braves have it with a 3-point lead. McCain, open look for three. He's got just 8 all season long.
That's the kind of rebound right there that we have to have. You just got to be a little bit quicker getting to the basketball, and we just weren't quite quick enough. We had the blockouts really well, but we didn't go to the ball quick enough.
Rashad Reed getting a breather. Tyler Cutter back in. Dodie Dunson is in the game for the Bradley Braves, replacing Sam Maniscalco. This is Roberts against Cutter to Collins. Along the baseline, Taylor Brown knocked down, no call. Cutter runs it down. Crawford had beaten everyone down the floor. Prinny for three. And now Crawford commits the foul. So with 5:02 left in the half, that's going to be the 15th foul against the Sycamores, the first against Josh Crawford. Isaiah Martin at the scorer's table. He replaces Jay Tunnel, who gets a well-deserved timeout, a breather. He's got 7 to lead the Sycamores.
Is that Jay's first dress of the half? I think it is, isn't it?
With the size and the length of the Bradley front court, I would imagine Tunnel will get a lot of minutes played tonight.
Yeah, he will.
McCain thought about getting it inside to Taylor Brown. Dunson for three. He's got 25 on the season to lead the Braves. Cutter was trying to get it to Crawford. And out of frustration, he had no choice. It wasn't going to do any good.
He really didn't.
Taylor Brown just slapped at it.
Yeah, he really didn't have that. That's where it had to go.
As if he was playing tetherball. So the Sycamores get a new shot clock, 35. Carl Richard along the baseline. Prinny for three. The Sycamores shooting 31% so far. Struggled from the field, but they trail by just 3. Dunson a floater. Prinny the rebound. Not a lot of scoring here.
No, there isn't.
Collins went to the bench for Bradley, and they've kind of dried up offensively. Cutter looked like had the shirt ripped out of his pants.
Well, they get after you. I like it. They really get after you.
Fade away from Richard. That's a tough shot to hit.
Carl, I don't think that's what we're looking for right now.
Under 4 left in the first half. Good catch by Dunson. The Braves and Sycamores renewing their rivalry here at the Hulman Center. Good look by McCain to Roberts, who couldn't get it to go. Seeing the rebound, Isaiah pretty much admitted with his body language that he had committed the foul, but no whistle.
Sings lost his mask.
Dunson for 3.
That's a big bucket right there. We got to really guard this last 3 minutes here and not let this thing get 7 or 8 and 9 points out on us.
No, with the defense that the Braves play, you don't want to dig yourselves a hole.
No.
26th three-pointer of the season for Dunson, who now has 5 points. McCain the steal. And here come the Braves with a chance to add to their 6-point lead, make it 8. 27-19, 7 for the former VU Blazer, Dodie Dunson. And the Braves lead by 8.
That's just what we didn't want to happen. You know, you make a turnover, you get a shot that's ill-advised, two mistakes, and they convert both of them. And now, you know, instead it's now a game that's, you know, that's going to be an 8 or 9 point. Well, we've got 2.5 minutes yet. That doesn't mean we can't come back, because we can. But I just hate to see that in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half.
The Braves 4-1 in conference play. They won their first 4 games. That's the 9th time that's happened in Bradley. Of those 9 times, previous times, 7 of the 9, they finished no worse than second. Yeah, so that's certainly a good omen.
We're a good road team, too. They play well on the road, and they normally travel pretty well. By that, I mean they bring some fans, and they don't have many here tonight, but they normally travel pretty well. Bradley and Illinois State both do. So they're really a force right now in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Certainly want to say another tremendous job by Chad and Natalie and everybody at ServPro for the atmosphere that they provided on Saturday here at the Hulman Center. The Sycamores turn it over again thanks to that ferocious Bradley defense. And the Braves have kind of taken over here.
Now we got to get this stopped, right? We got to get a stop right here.
Dunson comes into the game averaging 10. He's got 7 in the first half, and he's a big reason that the Braves have extended what was a 3-point lead to 8. Maniscalco to Taylor Brown along the baseline. Aaron Carter the rebound. But the Sycamores haven't really at any point tonight looked totally in sync on the offensive end.
No, we really haven't. That's what swarming defense does to you, though.
Tunnel can't hit it. And it's out of bounds to the Braves. We've got a timeout, just 1:24 left in the first half. Bradley leading ISU and really controlling things, 27-19.
Basketball on WTWO is brought to you by Terre Haute Savings Bank, Pepsi, Terre Haute Savings Bank, Pepsi, Terre Haute Transit Authority, First Financial Bank, Terre Haute Ford, IT Travel, James.
Are back. The ISU students kind of waiting for a reason to get up and get loud. The crowd on Saturday night, thanks to the folks at ServPro, was just tremendous. In the game from start to finish, urging both the ISU men and women on to victories over Illinois State.
Absolutely. I think the fans sometimes they don't understand really how important they are to the game, and cheerleaders and the band and all, that's all a part of it, and that all goes into the players' mentality and how their energy and that sort of thing. 27%, Jason, for us right now. We got to shoot the basketball better than that if we're going to be in this game.
The band, you mentioned the band at ISU has long had a reputation for being among the best in the Missouri Valley Conference. Taylor Brown was fouled, and they called it on the way up, so he's going to go to the free throw line.
I'm not sure about that one, but that's what was called.
Round the line, shooting 2.
Played at Bevel State Community College in Alabama before coming from Atlanta to Peoria. Wonder what he thinks of the Central Illinois winter.
Probably doesn't like it, and it's going to get worse in the next 2 or 3 days, too.
Of course, the summers aren't as bad up here as they are down in Atlanta.
True. We need a bucket right here, Jason, bad.
Biggest lead of the first half for the Braves, who are definitely appear to be in bounce-back mode after suffering the loss at home to Creighton on Saturday. Rashad Reed had it partially blocked, I think, or at least altered by Maniscalco. And this happened a couple of seasons ago, the year after Bradley had made the Sweet 16. They came here, they built up a lead at halftime, and because of the tremendous defense that they play, the Sycamores were never able to chip into that lead, and that's what you have to fear if you're a Sycamore fan or player or coach, that this could be playing out again.
Sometimes a team, when they get out ahead, they get a little bit of a lead, their defense lets down a little bit. I don't see that in the Missouri Valley Conference. Conference schools, they just absolutely, they defend you all the time, all over it, and you don't see it kind of a letdown. Now you might see it for a possession, but you don't see it for any extended period of time. And you won't see it from Bradley. They're going to be playing the last 30 seconds just the way they're playing it right now.
There's a 14-second differential between the shot clock and the first half clock. So the Braves have the basketball with 40 seconds left, 24 now on the shot clock. They've got a chance to take a double-digit lead, although they turn it over trying to get it to Maniscalco. That's not what Coach Les drew up during that timeout.
No, I don't think so. Maniscalco he's not a very big guy, so he just got threw it over his head by about 3 feet.
Continuing, he is in the long line of just really talented guards that Bradley has had. They battled injuries a year ago when he started a bunch of games for them, started 15 games, in fact, one season ago when they battled injuries and averaged 10 points a game during that time span. Tunnel for three.
Oh, that's a big one.
He's in double figures. 10 points for Tunnel, and that was just the shot the Sycamores were needing. And the first half has come to a close. Hopefully that'll be the shot in the arm that Kevin McKenna's team was in dire need of. 28-22 is the halftime score. You're watching ISU basketball on WTWO.
IT Travel. Coverage of Indiana State University basketball on WTWO is brought to you by Terre Haute Savings Bank, IT Travel, Pepsi, First Financial Bank, James R. Wiesnith, Indiana State University Federal Credit Union, Dorset Mitsubishi, Wabash Valley Harley-Davidson, Old National Bank, Plato's Closet, Industrial...
Than the Sycamores, so they have certainly made the most of those extra shot attempts. 3-pointers. Jim mentioned earlier in the halftime show the Sycamores need better movement off the ball. Well, certainly you look at how many 3-pointers they've had to attempt, really because their offense has boggled down, and they've made just 3 of 15 from behind the 3-point line. They'll want to attempt fewer in the second half, and hopefully that'll lead to a higher percentage. Free throws, the Sycamores 5 for 6, the Braves 1 for 5. Rebounding just about dead even, the Braves 19 to the Sycamores 18. And turnovers, there you see it again. I touched on the defensive dominance by the Sycamores in the first half. Well, 9 turnovers by ISU. Certainly Kevin McKenna will be addressing that in the locker room at halftime. Let's go ahead and show you some of the first half highlights. It's been a first half where really the offense has struggled for the Sycamores. Rashad Reed knocked down an early jumper despite a hand being in his face, and then he found Jordan Prunty. Nice assist by Reed. Prunty coming right off the bench and making his presence felt. There is Jay Tunnell with one of his 2 3-pointers, and Isaiah Martin, he had gotten a rejection on the other end, the defensive end, and he did a great job running the floor. Aaron Carter kind of posting up Maniscalco down low and converting from close in. We've seen him normally do some of his best work from outside, but Carter that time did it inside. Jay Tunnell getting the good position, and there was Josh Crawford trying to get the block shot, but Collins, a tremendous job for the Bradley Braves. He had 6 straight points at one point for Bradley, and that was really at a crucial time. Collins scored those 6 straight to help Bradley break a deadlock when we were tied at 18. That'll do it for the halftime show. We're going to come back and get ready for the second half of basketball. Bradley leading ISU 28-22. Ready to get underway with the Sycamores holding possession. Jay Tunnell, for the second game in a row, hit a late shot for the Sycamores. Remember, he had the buzzer beater at halftime against Illinois State. It gave the Sycamores a lot of momentum going into the halftime locker room, and here it was kind of damage control as he trimmed the lead from 9 down to 6 at the half. Kevin McKenna going with the same starting lineup he used at the start of the game. Reed, Carter, Tunnell, Lightnaker, and Carl Richard. Tough defense right away by the Braves.
We don't even have an outlet to catch the ball. That's the way to get it in there.
Tunnell couldn't convert. It looked a little bit helter-skelter.
Yeah.
They ended up getting a good look.
Not a bad look at all. Boy, they're really defending us. Now, they came out this second half even playing more intense defensively than they did the first half, I think.
McCain, good luck to Theron Wilson for the jam. Wilson looking to get untracked offensively. Did not have a big first half, averaging 14 points a game, but boy, that was easy.
Yeah, that was on that short baseline, what we call the short baseline. Don't send them all the way to the corner, just send them to the block. Oh, boy,
that was the 4th assist for McCain. Eight-point lead. The biggest lead in the first half was 9 for the Braves. Collins, good position. And he's called for traveling against Lightnaker. But that's not where the Sycamores want him to catch the basketball, that's for sure. As ISU dodges one, Coach Les having a little banter.
Yeah, the veteran Jim Les over there, he's wanting to referee a little bit tonight. That's okay, Coach. By golly, everybody wants to referee a little bit now and then.
Reed, count it, and he'll go to the free throw line. Great work off the dribble from Rashad Reed.
Jason, we needed that basket really bad. I mean, those things could get away from him. Here comes a replay on it. Look at it. Oh, yeah, no doubt that was he didn't get there in time to make the block.
I remember talking with Rashad right before the Blazers were headed to Hutch last season, and he said he thought going to Indiana State gave him the best chance to play basketball on the next level at the end of college.
And he's doing it and doing a pretty good job of it.
Roberts into the lane. Tunnel the rebound. The Sycamores down 6. Chance to cut that in half, but Carter is off the mark, and we've got a foul against the Braves.
Our three-point shooting tonight has just been horrible. I think Jay's got 2 baskets from three-point lane, and Jordan's got 1, and that's it. I think we're about 3 for, 17 or 18?
At this point, 3 for 17, but one thing you talked about at halftime was they needed better movement off the ball, and I think that the fact that they've taken 18 three-pointers speaks to that. A lot of guys have had to just settle for a three-pointer when they can't get anything better.
Exactly.
Richard lost it. McCain the steal. Maniscalco for 3. Roberts had good position, but he couldn't corral the ball, and it's out of bounds to the Sycamores.
We'll take it.
So it remains a 6-point game, which is exactly where we were at halftime as the Sycamores try and chip into this lead. Nothing coming easy on the offensive end. Tunnel against Theron Wilson. Carter a good take. Singh blocked the shot. That's going to be the 3rd team foul already against Bradley, and we've not even played 3 full minutes of the second half.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Carter will put it on the floor and go to the basket. You know, he really will. He's a strong kid. He's pretty crafty once he gets in there, too. He's going to get his shot off probably. And more often than not, that's exactly what's going to happen there. You're going to draw the foul.
Carter is true on the first one, averaging double figures in Missouri Valley Conference play. Just under 80% from the free throw line this season. And the Sycamores are closer than they've been in quite some time, trailing by just 4 at 30-26. McCain into the lane over Isaiah Martin, who led the Missouri Valley Conference in block shots a year ago, but McCain took that one up with confidence.
Yes, he did. I guess they call that a little runner now. Is that what they call it? Yeah. Now, Carl, be careful with it.
Carter into the lane, looked to be caught in bad position, but just turned around and hit the short one.
Aaron pretty much has his body squared to the basket most of the time when he shoots it.
Carter now with 6 points, 2 for 6 from the field, and the lead is back down to 4. McCain thought about a 3, shot clock at 10. Theron Wilson had it blocked by Isaiah Martin, but it's out of bounds to Bradley.
You see how they're getting the ball to Theron Wilson? They're getting it on the short baseline, and that's a tough spot right there to defend.
So the block shot turned out to be a blessing for the Braves, who get a whole new shot clock. Roberts along the baseline, stepped out of bounds. 7th turnover against the Braves, and we've got a timeout. The Sycamores will have the basketball down just 4 when we come back. are back. Aaron Carter has helped the Sycamore cause offensively. He's got 4 of his 6 here in the opening moments of the second half. And Jim, these teams, we talked about the Sycamore struggles from behind the three-point line. Bradley 1 for 9. The Sycamores 3 for 16. Both teams a combined 4 for 25.
Yeah, that's not really good. And you know, I thought Bradley just they've been able to get the ball inside better than we have. And then they've been able to score a little bit on that short baseline with Wilson down there. And that helps out when you can get it inside. You know, basketball's still an inside-out game, Jason.
Isaiah Martin is in the game for the Sycamores. And now a 30-second timeout called by Kevin McKenna. We're going to take another quick timeout. The Sycamores still down 4 here at the Hulman Center.
Sycamore fans in the building are tonight. Just look up at the Sycamore page and see if you've been chosen as the Sycamore fan of the night. Let's see that Sycamore spirit.
We are back. Harry Marshall taking part in the Sycamore huddle. You can see the look on his face. I mean, it's killing him not to be out on the floor. He strained his hamstring in Saturday's win over Illinois State. Couldn't put any pressure on it Saturday leaving the court. Thankfully, it was a strain and not a tear. They say he's questionable for Saturday at Evansville. But you have to think with his importance throughout the remainder of the season, there is no need to rush him back, especially you've been around basketball long enough to know the hamstring is not something you want to mess with.
No, because it can go from what he has now to something really serious if you push him back too fast. And I guarantee you, Harry will try to talk him into letting him come back quicker. But I trust our trainer and John Anderson, I think is our trainer, and he'll make the right call on Harry.
Tight defense by the Braves. They end up committing the foul.
Well, you can't make that cross-court pass on the Braves. They just absolutely will not allow it, and they get in the passing lanes, and they're going to steal that or get their hand on it every time.
Jordan Prinny replacing Isaiah Martin, which gives the Sycamores a much smaller look.
Yeah.
Of course, with Collins out of the game, that's much more feasible. Parenti, guarded by Maniscalco, had it knocked out. Maniscalco thought it went off of Parenti.
Well, he did.
But the Sycamores retained possession. The ISU women off to such a tremendous start, 3-0 in the Missouri Valley Conference. They're going to take to the road tomorrow night. We'll hear from Jim Weedy and company as they go to Wichita State and Missouri State to hopefully continue the magic that they have going in the Missouri Valley Conference. Tunnel with the shot clock now at 5 to Parenti. It's a bailout shot by Parenti, and the Sycamores are within 2.
Sometimes your best offense is when a play breaks down and you just play basketball.
It was 18-all in the first half, but Roberts extends the lead back to 4.
That 2-3 zone has that little soft spot there in it right around the middle of it, and it's tough that they get it in there, and it's a scoring opportunity for sure.
Nice pump fake by Reed. Can't hit the open look, and just like that, the Braves have the ball and a 4-point lead. acrobatic baseline reverse by Sam, and it's a 6-point lead. Just like that.
Yeah.
Pretty to trim the lead in half. The three-point shooting struggles for both teams continues. And Roberts with a nice take, and he's going to go to the free throw line. The Braves have a chance to make this an 8-point game. It was not easy for the Sycamores to chip it down to 2, and you blink, and it goes from 32 to 30 to now they're at the line with a chance to make it 38-30.
Boy, modern basketball, that's exactly the way it works. You know, a bunch of points can be scored in a short period of time.
Chris Roberts, originally from Fort Worth, Texas, played for Lewis Orr at Navarro Junior College.
Lewis Orr, that's a name from the past, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
You could say the past from the days before the Carrier Dome, right?
Yes, I think it was.
At Syracuse, I don't think the Carrier Dome had even been built. Leo Routens.
Well, you know all those guys. That's home out there to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure I should be mentioning those names. 1 for 2 for Chris Roberts, and it's 37-30. The Sycamores are down by 7. We talked about the fact that you don't want to dig too much of a hole, but the Braves have just done a tremendous job of just not letting the Sycamores have too much hope for too long.
They've answered everything. You know, it got down to 2 points, and then the next thing we know, boom, they've scored 3, and it's up to 8 again, and they've had an answer for us all evening long. So, you know, they're going to be that way, and if we do have a chance to win, it's going to be down at the end.
The Sycamores will have the basketball with under 14 minutes left. The Rockville Rocks getting ready for a big basketball game at Conseco Fieldhouse this weekend. They were actually at the Fieldhouse earlier today. Tonight at 10 and 11, we'll have a peek at their practice at Conseco Fieldhouse. Of course, all high school teams in Indiana would love to play their last game of the season at Conseco.
That's the one you want to play there.
Crawford back in the game with Cutter. This is pretty. The shot clock's at 10. Cutter for 3. Tunnel, the good position. He draws the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. So that's a good rebound, a big rebound for Tunnel.
Jason, I don't know whether it's obvious to our viewers, but boy, oh boy, if you'd be in this place, you could tell how intense Bradley is on the defensive end. Nothing comes easy for the Sycamores. Not a pass, not a cut, not a screen. Nothing comes easy. They really, really play you really hard.
Tunnel misses the first free throw. He's had a great senior season to date. Has played in so many big games for the Sycamores as a freshman. They knocked off the highly ranked Indiana Hoosiers, thanks in large part to his play.
Yep.
But how time flies.
And then got Purdue, the next year, I think.
Got Purdue the next year, and got Purdue in convincing fashion.
Yes.
Of course, Purdue did answer the next 2 times out. 37-31, 1 for 2 for Tunnel. As we near the 13-minute mark, Dunson is back in the game for the Braves. Had 7 points in the first half. This is him with the basketball. Shot clock at 7. McCain for 3. Carl Richard a good rebound. Size mismatch, and Crawford takes advantage. That's not the defensive matchup the Braves were hoping for.
It's a nice read on Josh's part, though. A lot of guys don't understand when they got somebody smaller on them. Crawford picked it up right away.
Lead back down to 4. Good look by Dunson. Crawford blocked the shot by Wilson. but he's called for the foul. That's going to be the third team foul against the Sycamores here in the second half.
What makes Wilson so effective on that also, his first step is so quick, and it's long. It's a long first step. Quick and long, that's tough to beat down on the baseline.
He knocks down the first free throw. He was second in the Valley Newcomer of the Year voting a year ago. From Topeka, Kansas, 1 for 2, and the lead is 5. I see a lot of future Sycamores in attendance today. We've got Logan and Lucas Idle here. Jake Odom is here. I'm sure R.J. Mahurin would have been here if he wasn't in Indianapolis earlier today with his basketball team. Maniscalco inside to Wilson in traffic. Boy, what a catch, and an even better finish.
Yep, he's a nice player.
He was surrounded by a trio of defenders and still had the poise to just hit that shot. Plenty a runner off glass and in. The Sycamores back within 5.
That's a nice shot by Jordan right there. That's a tough one. Well, a very contested shot.
Under 12 left. Wilson this time is blocked by Crawford, and the Braves commit the foul. We've got a timeout. The Sycamores trying to hang in against the defense-minded Braves from Bradley. Back, Josh Crawford, the rejection. We're watching a couple of Cub Scouts try to make baskets with shoes that are too big and jerseys that are too big, and these guys gave it their A effort, but they struggle to get the ball in the basket. It's kind of what it's like when Bradley is playing defense.
Exactly. I felt like that Wilson and those guys were guarding him a little bit.
Josh Crawford, you know, I don't think we saw him in the Illinois State game on Saturday night.
I don't believe so. I don't.
And he's really given this team some valuable minutes.
He has.
Had a big block shot. He's got 4 points and 4 rebounds. Tunnel to Carl Richard. Finally, they're able to inbounds the basketball.
That's the first we've seen in full court pressure.
40-35. The Sycamores gunning for their first win streak of the season. The Braves are gunning for a 5-1 start in the Missouri Valley Conference. Working against Taylor Brown. Crawford in the half-court offense just turned and threw it down.
That's a nice play. I think only a big guy could do that one, Jason. He really did a nice. That fired the crowd a little bit, maybe.
It felt like he was in slow motion backing down, but Boy, the dunk happened fast. There's Dunson with the answer on the other end. It wasn't a dunk, but it counts for 2.
Yep. They always come right back at you, and get a bucket.
9 for Dunson. Crawford again, this time rejected by Collins.
A nice save over there.
And here come the Braves leading by 5. Dunston, and he'll go to the free throw line. It's the same exact thing we saw when the Sycamores had cut it to 2 at 32-30. This time they didn't get within 2, but they got a Josh Crawford slam that, as you said, invigorated this crowd a little bit. And just like that, Dunson with a 3-point play. He had 16 off the bench against Creighton, and he is certainly scoring big again today. 11 points to lead all scorers. Tunnel has 11 for ISU, Dunson 11 for the Braves, and the lead is back to 8. Matches the biggest lead of the second half for the Braves, as we are now midway through half number 2. Crawford, good position, working against Collins. Shot clock under 10 now. Kicked out of bounds by the Sycamores, and Tunnel is limping a little bit as he makes his way down the court to play defense.
I think he got kneed in the thigh.
He did, that's exactly. He went to set the screen for Rashad Reed, and that's exactly what happened. But hard to believe, because the Sycamores have made some nice runs here in the second half, but a basket makes it a double-digit lead for Bradley. They appear to have a team built for success on the road in the Missouri Valley Conference. Taylor Brown with a strong take. That's the second time Crawford's blocked a shot and had the foul called.
I tell you what, it looks like they've got him a nice freshman point guard in McLean. To replace Daniel Ruffin. You remember Daniel Ruffin played there for 14 years at Seymour. Every time I looked up, Daniel Ruffin was there, and boy, he just did a great job there, and was a great student. Daniel Ruffin had completed his bachelor's degree before his senior year. I mean, before he played his 4th year. And that tells me that, he's got his nose to the grindstone. He's working hard at it. I don't know what he's doing today, but he certainly was a strong one for them for 4 years.
I know I'm glad of what he isn't doing today.
Yeah. Well, this little McLean does a great job, too.
Taylor Brown is getting a breather. He sits down next to Sam Singh on the Bradley bench, and even the inbounds pass is not easily converted. Carl Richard draws the foul. 9-point lead for Bradley as Richard gets ready to go to the free throw line.
Richard in the line, 2 shots.
Richard has made 11 starts. This is his 12th start of his freshman season, so they have gone right to the freshman.
Yeah.
They're relying heavily on a guy that they were thrilled that chose Indiana State. Off the mark on the first free throw, comes in as a 70% free throw shooter.
Y'all push that in the second spot now. B.O.B. box out. You guys shoot.
Hits the second, and the lead is down to 8, 46-38.
We need to stop right here.
Shade over 9 minutes left. McCain to Dunson. Got Rashad Reed to leave his feet. And Prinny has it. 8-point lead for the Braves as the Sycamores try and whittle that lead down. Reed for three. Nothing but net for Rashad. He had missed his first three threes of the night, and it's a 5-point lead. Wilson along the baseline. Norris was off the mark. Reed has it. Another long one for Rashad Reed, who's heating up, trying to answer back what his former college teammate has done, and it's a 2-point lead. Timeout, Bradley. The VU Blazers have come to play tonight.
Yes, they have.
And it's Reed's 2 threes that have the crowd on their feet.
That's the kind of coach will say, oh, no, don't shoot that. I want to go. Because, you really don't want that kind of shot, but when they go in, heaven, that's what we needed at that point. You know what? You got to hand it to a kid like Rashad Reed. He's not shot the ball that well tonight, but, he's got the courage to step up and take that shot. He was open, and you know what? In this game, the way they're defending us, anytime you get a little open, you probably ought to take the shot.
And the way those last 2 threes went in, they looked as smooth and as pure as any 2 shots that we've seen from either team tonight from outside.
Take that first shot if you're open, because the next pass you make may be in somebody in the passing lane and take it from you. So we're right back in it, Jason, to get a stop here in basket. We're in good shape.
Reed has 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Dunson, his former teammate, has 12 points to lead everybody. More importantly, it's 46-44. Bradley by 2. Maniscalco can't get it to go, but he's going to go to the free throw line. And that's where we'll be when we come back. The sophomore from Chicago will be shooting 2 with his team leading by 2. We are back with Indiana State, having crawled within 2, 46-44. We want to remind folks that we will join the biggest loser already in progress immediately following the conclusion of this game tonight. A game that Bradley leads by 2. And Jim, I know you've suffered a loss here recently.
Yeah, the guy that was my basketball coach at junior high school, Joe Wayne Fox. Everybody knows Mr. Fox around here. Passed away, and our condolences go out to his family. And I attended his funeral Sunday and got to reunite a little bit with some of my teammates. But Joe will be sadly missed. He was a Sycamore. He was captain of the team here in 1930-something, whatever it was. So he's a great man, and it's our loss. It's Riley, Indiana. He was the mayor of Riley, Indiana.
Well, you always remember, it doesn't matter how old you are, you always remember those coaches that made a big impact in your life.
Mr. Fox did.
Maniscalco hit the first and the second. He was a member of the Missouri Valley Conference all-newcomer team and all-freshman team a year ago. And just a steadying force.
Gutty little guy. I mean, he gets right after you on everything and every pass. And he's right in your basket, and he's just a nice player. They're going to be set for guards up there for a long time because he's only a sophomore, and McLean is a freshman. Let's see, Norris is a freshman also, number 3, that's been in the game a couple times tonight.
They sure find him.
They can all guard you too.
Carter rattles one in. And with this one, can and does trim it back down to a 2-point lead. McCain, I mentioned in the first half, he was a 4-year starter in high school, and his high school team won 4 state titles in Louisiana.
Oh, goodness.
2-time All-State performer. Oh. And there he is again, the other guy, his partner in crime, Maniscalco, with his 26th three-pointer of the season. And the lead is back up to 5. If ever the Sycamores could just catch Bradley, you'd like to think that something could be different, but Bradley just won't allow that to happen.
They have come back every time we've gotten as close to 2. They've come back with a basket or 2 baskets every time.
Carter will go right back to the free throw line where he's kind of made a living here today. 4 for 4 from the free throw line so far tonight is Aaron Carter. He's got 8 points and a chance, if he can make this one, to reach his average of 10 points per game in Missouri Valley Conference play. He does so, and more importantly, trims the lead down to 3. 51-48. Under 7 minutes left. This is a Bradley team that has played the likes of Butler and Michigan State and Florida. Wilson gets free along the baseline. That, I'm sure it's more than a bailout play, but it just seems like when they need something good to happen, they're going to at least go through him down on that baseline and down on the block.
Absolutely, and they've been able to get the ball to him. And you can see him right on the short, what we call the short baseline. In other words, he's about 2 steps out of the lane on the short side of the ball.
Swishes home the first one. He's now got 8 points to go with 4 rebounds. And you talk about the responsibility of being a senior on this Bradley team with all the new faces. They remind me a lot of the Sycamores, the way they had a lot of freshmen and a couple of junior college guys, and they struggled in the beginning, partially because they had injuries, partially because they had a tough schedule, but a lot of it was also trying to gel and establish some roles.
Yes.
Reed picked up the dribble, but he found Tunnel. Rashad. Boy, Collins just went up and pulled that rebound away from Carl Richard.
He sure did.
You'd have had to be 7 feet to do that.
Yeah, he's long. But we're going in a little bit of full court pressure now. We're going to have to in order to change the tempo a little bit for him, because
Bradley with a chance to extend a 5-point lead. The Braves are the only team in the Missouri Valley Conference to win at least 21 games in each of the previous 3 seasons, which is saying an inordinate amount when you consider what they've lost some of those seasons. McCain, a spin move in the lane.
Played defense pretty well for 30 seconds, and then it breaks down at the end.
And he's not the guy that the offense typically goes through when it comes to shooting and scoring. He averages just 6. A quick shot by Reed, and the Braves have the ball and a 7-point lead. McCain with it far away from the basket, guarded by Reed, content to be a little bit patient.
Oh yeah, they're going to eat clock now.
Dunson right around Aaron Carter. It helped that a 7-footer was setting a very good screen, but boy, that was too easy. 14 for Dunson. Timeout, Kevin McKenna. The Braves have reestablished themselves and have matched their biggest lead of tonight's game at 9 points. They led 27-18 in the first half and now 57-48 with under 5 left. They've just done, and you mentioned this a couple of times, they just do a great job of answering each Sycamore run.
Well, right now they're going to eat clock and they're going to spread us out. And they're not going to shoot. Jason, I'll be surprised if they shoot anything over 10 seconds. The shot clock's going to get into single digits before they put it up, unless it's a breakaway or something like that. But they're just going to milk the clock down, going to force us into a fouling situation, and it's going to be tough for us. They certainly dictate the tempo of the game, don't they?
They do. Prenny carries it across for the Sycamores, who they need some baskets and some stops at the other end. Tunnel double teamed by Singh, gets it to Crawford, who can't get it to go despite the soft touch. Carter for 3. Good hustle by Crawford, but it's out of bounds to the Braves. A couple of great looks there for the Sycamores.
Yeah. Roll around, come out. When you're trying to come back, those have to drop for you.
And it's almost a situation where so much of the offense is contested when you play against Bradley. You know, you tend to at least rush it a little bit when you're open because you're so startled that there's not 2 hands in your face.
Exactly. See, we're in single digits before we shoot it.
You're exactly right. The shot clock was under 10. Carter on the break. Had it knocked away by McCain. Great quick hands by the freshman guard. And now you can just read the body language of the Braves.
Yeah.
Content to be patient, milk some clock. They've got a 9-point lead, and they appear on their way. With still plenty of basketball left, but they're on their way to win number 11 and a tremendous 5-1 start in the Missouri Valley Conference, especially knowing Northern Iowa's got a toughie tonight at Roberts Stadium in Evansville.
Oh, boy. Shot that right over our 6'11" guy.
McCain now above his scoring average. He's got 8 points and also an invaluable 7 assists tonight. And he just got a steal as he knocked it away from Tunnel. Double-digit lead for Bradley. Under 3 minutes left. What can the Sycamores do, if anything, to
Well, they're going to have to get stops. You're going to have to go out and right now we're going to have to start fouling, Jason. There's no other way around it at this point. With 2:45 left, we're going to have to foul to get the ball because they're going to run the clock down. I mean,
and the Sycamores have been content to allow them to do that the last couple of possessions. Wilson to McCain along the baseline. Great hustle by Theron. He draws the foul. We've got a timeout. It's all Bradley at the moment, leading at 59-48, and at the line when we come back. next broadcast, Wednesday, February 4th, 7 p.m., the Wichita State men come into the Hulman Center. Wichita State hasn't won in the Missouri Valley Conference, despite the fact that they went to a tournament, beat a very good Siena team that's probably going to be in the in the NCAA tournament, almost beat Georgetown, played Michigan State tough.
They've been about as much of a puzzle on the other end as Bradley has been on the front end. You know, they're 0-5, I believe, in the Valley, and daggone, I think they're better than that.
No disagreements from me. And the other team is Southern Illinois that you talked about. We're just not used to seeing them have the record they do overall. I mean, they are playing a lot of really talented young players, and they got a nice win at Wichita and followed that up with a home win over Evansville. But that's one thing we're not used to seeing.
They'll come back. They'll definitely come back because they'll get their defense going, and you know they've built that structure on that foundation's been defense. They'll get that going.
They've got a tough one tomorrow at Creighton. 12-point Bradley lead as we near the 2-minute mark. Crawford against Singh. Gets it to Reed. And Sam Singh commits the foul. But what quality depth that Jim Les can turn to in a guy like Singh with that tremendous size.
Yeah, right now he's played eight or nine guys tonight. I forget which, and all of them have been quality players. And that's what programs do. You bring in somebody, you lose somebody, you bring in somebody that's going to be a good player, and the thing and the beat goes on. So they say, and that's what it's happened up at Brad. Well, they've won 21 games or more the last 3 years straight, I think. Been to the NC2A tournament 3 years straight. That's pretty good. That's a program.
75 wins. Last 4 seasons, last 3 full seasons, and this one is Maniscalco milks clock. Tried the alley-oop to Theron Wilson. Collins could have thrown it down, but Wilson with a steal in alone, and yeah, it was dangerously close to being an intentional foul. And that's what they called it.
Yeah, because he just grabbed hold of him, and that obviously trying to stop him from getting to the basket. Now what's going to happen here, Jason? We're going to foul, and they're going to keep making their free throws, and the spread's going to be a lot farther apart than what the game really was.
Wilson now 4 for 9 from the free throw line. That's about the only thing he hasn't done well tonight. Kevin McKenna wearing his professor's sweater tonight on the Sycamore sideline. One thing you won't be seeing Coach McKenna wear on January 21st against Southern Illinois are shoes. He's going to be coaching the January 21st game against Southern Illinois barefoot to raise awareness for Samaritan's Feet, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to changing lives through shoes of hope all around the world. And Coach McKenna is definitely pleased to be a part of that. We're going to talk to him about that leading up to the January 21st game. Ron Hunter from IUPUI started it last year, and it just exploded. They raised so much more money than they thought. So just remember that Coach does have some nice dress black shoes in his arsenal, but we just won't be seeing them on the 21st.
Coach Hunter from IUPUI took his team, I forget where it was now, and they passed out these shoes, and he said that he had never seen his kids so, what was the word he used? Emotional, that's not the word he used, but just really, because the kids just so appreciative of it. Some of them didn't have any shoes, period. And the shoes those kids took over to him was the only pair of shoes they had. And it really got to some of his players. And he said he thought it was good for him.
We showed you on the Bradley sideline a shot of Jim Les, who of course was being addressed by Steve Murfeld, the former Evansville coach.
Yeah.
who's been on staff with Les now a couple of seasons. 13-point lead for the Braves as they put the finishing touches here on the Sycamores. Carter missed it along the baseline, out of bounds. Wilson couldn't corral it. But Coach Les has to be pleased with the way his team played on the road tonight. Taking care of business against a Sycamore team that will have tried again for back-to-back wins, but they just haven't been able to do it.
Haven't been able to do it. It'll happen sometime this year. I don't know when, but we certainly hope so, because the effort's been there tonight. We just haven't shot the ball very well, and the Bradley defense has absolutely upset any offensive scheme we wanted to do.
54.2 as some of the Hulman Center faithful start heading to the exits, and hopefully they're bundling up before they do, because it is certainly not beach weather in Terre Haute tonight.
No, it isn't. It was, you go out that tunnel up that on the north end of this building, and boy, the wind hits you and pretty cold.
Kevin McKenna addressing his team. We want to remind you that we'll be joining the biggest loser already in progress immediately following the conclusion of this game. As soon as we play the final 54.2, we'll be headed to a commercial break, and then you'll be joining the biggest loser already in progress. The ISU band is blaring out the sweet tunes. But for the Sycamores and Harry Marshall, it'll be a disappointing end to this stretch of a lot of home games, and Harry and the Sycamores will be going on the road for a lengthy stretch now, and hopefully it won't be long at all before Harry gets back on the court. They're a much better team with Harry in the lineup. The Sycamores will play at Evansville, come back for Southern Illinois, but then it's at Bradley and at Creighton.
Wow, that's two pretty tough ones right there.
Dunson is fouled by Cutter, so Dunson will go to the free throw line. Part of that tremendous Vincennes University program that 2 straight times made it out to Hutch under Everett Sullivan. We got the chance to broadcast one of their games a couple of seasons ago, and they played Lincoln Trail. It was a big win for the folks from VU against a solid team from Robinson. That was the day before the Colts beat the Patriots in the AFC title game, so that's always easy to remember.
Right.
That was arguably the Colts, other than the Super Bowl win over the Bears, the biggest win in Colts history.
Colts, of course, lost a good one today when Tony Dungy decided to retire.
Yes, they have. Prinny for 3, knocked that one down. Full court pressure by the Sycamores as they try and create some kind of steal, but again, the Braves are just so well schooled, good ball handlers, constantly finding the open man. And with an 11-point deficit, Kevin McKenna is saying no foul, so this clock will just run out. The Braves will get their 11th win of the college basketball season, while for the Sycamores, it'll be loss number 13. They'll fall to 2-4 in the Missouri Valley Conference, 4-13 overall. Shot clock violation, 0.5 left.
We got to throw it in.
Cheerleaders running onto the floor a notch too early, but that'll do it. Kevin McKenna and Jim Les exchange handshakes as this one comes to a close. For Jim Law and the entire WTWO crew, I'm Jason Penske. Thanks for watching. Bradley, a winner tonight over Indiana State from the Hulman Center, 63-52. The final, we're going to a break, and then we'll join the biggest loser in progress.
Coverage of Indiana State University basketball on WTWO is brought to you by Terre Haute Savings Bank, IT Travel, Pepsi, First Financial Bank, James R. Wiesnett, Indiana State University Federal Credit Union, Dorset Mitsubishi, Wabash Valley Harley-Davidson, Old National Bank, Plato's Closet, Industrial Supply, and WTWO.
This next Wednesday night with the Sycamores of Southern Illinois at 7 o'clock.
times the number of these South Sea material stones. And so you would think that the price, even from Jewelry Television, based on our own number, would be double what we ask for the 20-inch necklaces, yes?
Oh, completely.
This is $79.99.
Glorious.
This is as authentic to South Sea material as you can imagine.
Going to be able to touch.
Right.
And listen.
And each one of these comes with, each one of these is certified by the Masami company. So each one of these necklaces is absolutely certified. But now Sherry and I have a surprise for you, because we've doubled this around. This is one necklace that we have doubled around. Make it happen, $79.99. I'm going to call this out as a zinger, because I believe in bringing you guys everything you ask for. You asked for longer necklaces. We listen. We pay attention to you. I promise. Another one is gone. Because we also have the option of the Tahitian look in this necklace. Also the South Sea material. This is JYE015G, and they're calling this the Grays. And this has a wonderful, almost a black platinum, a white, and a really almost a heather gray color. This is JYE, yeah, with the G for the Grays. And then last but not least is JYE015M. This is with a multi-pink. It's like a buff pink and that almost a lilac heathery color.
So girly.
So we have the multi, we have the chocolates with the goldens, and we have the grays. These are all 50-inch strands. They are $79.99. Yeah, hold that for me if you will. They are $79.99, your choice, whichever colors you choose. Now, in looking at these necklaces and all of these stones, all of this mother of pearl material from the South Seas that comes to play to create just one necklace, think about it, and they're individually hand knotted. The stones are different colors. You're going to have 10 to 14 millimeter stones.
Yeah.
That, can you, how much, okay, let's look at the golden South Sea looking strand. This strand alone, if those were natural cultured golden and chocolate South Sea pearls in a 50-inch strand, as perfect as these are, with 10 to 14 millimeter stones, how much?
Oh.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
They would make you go into a private
10 more
room,
just sold.
put on gloves
Yes.
to touch it now.
This is the look of private showing jewelry. There's been a lot of red carpet activity lately. This is the kind of jewelry that you see authentically on the red carpet.
Yes.
Let me reiterate that these are certified necklaces. These
Yeah,
are
that makes a difference.
certified necklaces, and that makes a difference.
And you know what, guys? I was in New
In the
York.
goldens, Sherry, I have to announce we have only about 80 some remaining in the gold. None of these do we have hundreds of, but only about 80 some, 89 now, 88, 87 of the golden.
Well, you know, we were talking about diamond art before. This is pearl art, absolutely pearl art. And you know what, guys? I was in New York in April. Very, 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 very high-end store. Had these mother of pearl necklaces, and they were unreal.
They were not cheap.
Ooh.
79, 50-inch strand. So how do I think this looks pretty? I think this looks pretty on one of those long tunic sweaters
I
with
do too,
leggings
yeah.
and boots, worn as a 50-inch strand.
Yeah.
I think this looks great done as a double strand, which would be about a double 25-inch necklace.
Now there's
come on.
Yeah, there's a clasp on this guy, so you
Yeah,
can
there's a
actually
beautiful
triple strand
Yeah,
it
there
up.
is a beautiful clasp on here, and it's actually the traditional clasp design that you see on a lot of our Tahitian and South Sea pearl necklaces, no matter who we vendor them through, which means that this is to the industry a very beautiful classic clasp that is used on high-end pearls. Welcome in this hour. Now, before we do anything else, I have to remind you guys, I don't know if you know it or not, because if you've just tuned in, you have not been privy to the earrings that we have to match this material. And the earrings that we have are incredible. Because, look here, I'm going to show you the chocolate
From
and
ballroom,
look at this.
From ballroom to baseball field.
From
is what these are.
ballroom to boardroom to baseball field.
Yeah.
Here are the earrings to match. This is the same material. The earrings are item number series OCL009 series. And these we have in the show. They are done with the same material, .925 fine. We have them shown here in the bronze and the golden. Now I actually have these, I'm sorry about that. I'll lift them up. We actually have these in multiple colors. Here they are in white. Also, which can be worn with that or with this one, or with the multi, either one. So we have the earrings in different colors. There are the colors: the black, the chocolate, the blue, which is like a tanzanite color, the green, the purple, which is like an iolite tanzanite, then the white. Those earrings have been reduced. If you're already on the phone, add them to your order, $9.99 per pair. That is a brand new markdown for tonight's show. So welcome, welcome, welcome in. Jewelry all over the place, $9.99.
And every host owns these, guys. In fact, multiple stores. I bet you every merchandiser owns these. Our show planners own them, our buyers own them, the hosts own them. Because if you want perfect pearl consistency,
yes,
perfect skin on your pearl, don't we all want perfect skin, good grief, then this is it. Because they are literally, completely 100% perfect.
They're gorgeous.
They are.
They're beautiful.
Oh, good grief. And listen, I wore mine at Christmas, and you wouldn't believe people I do not know. I had them on. I wore them into the grocery store because I needed, you know how mad it is before Christmas. I needed that boost, and people just stopped me to say, "What? I'm sorry, ma'am, but those are gorgeous." And I said, "Yeah, it's mother of pearl. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous?" And they were just
South Sea material.
Yes, South Sea material.
That's the key. That's the key. It's
That
South
is the key.
Sea material.
Because you say South Sea and pearls together, South Sea pearls, and it just says cha-ching, 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 and everybody knows that. There's something. It's about scarcity and rarity in this business. That's what it's all about. And South Sea plus pearl equals very difficult, very gorgeous, very high end, very quality.
Now I want to show you guys, and I know you're dialing in on those again. Only $9.99 per pair. We're talking about